Okay, what are we going to learn today? We're going to learn to analyze qualitative graphs and sketch qualitative graphs. You might ask, Mr. Hobbs, what's a qualitative graph? I'm glad you asked that. You're going to need paper and pencil today. You're going to be on the honor system as we go through this presentation. And here's what qualitative graphs are. They're graphs that represent situations that may or may not have numerical values, and the numerical values might not be included probably won't be included in the graph. So far, we've done quantitative graphs where quantities are involved. This is qualitative. So it's going to tell a story. That's basically all we're doing here. We're telling a story. Time is almost always on the bottom, on the x-axis, and what we're doing is on the y-axis. Once again, the independent variable is time, and depending on the time, then the dependent variable takes off. So let's see what we got. The graph below displays the water level in a bathtub. On your paper, describe the change in the water level over time. What do you see? So I'll give you a moment to do that. Please pause it. Welcome back. As the water level increases, then there's no change. So at time 0, the water level in the bathtub is 0. The water level increases at a constant rate. You jump in the bath. There's no change. And finally, you pull the drain and it decreases at a constant rate until it's back down to 0. Again, we don't know how long that is. That's not important. We don't know how high the water level is. It tells the story of the water level over time. Okay. Again, I need you to write what you think this could represent. There's multiple answers. The graph displays the number of people at a restaurant during the morning and afternoon. Describe the change in the number of people over time. Again, take a moment. What do you think that represents? Because my representation isn't the same as this answer. So but I'm writing the answers right. So it could be numerous things. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to tell you the number of people. It opens. The number of people come in. They sit. Nobody can sit down until they leave. A lot of them leave about the same time because it takes about the same time to eat. As they leave, the number of people don't change because they got to clean the tables off. They got to get ready. And then boom, here comes another group. Here's the answer they gave. The number of people increases during breakfast and stays the same after breakfast. The number of people decreases and stays the same. Finding the number of people increase during lunch. Pretty much the same story. I see it as continuous. They see it as different meals. But same idea. Now we're going to sketch some. A tennis ball is dropped on the floor. On each successive bounce, it rebounds to a height less than its previous bounce until it comes to rest on the floor. Sketch a qualitative graph to represent the situation. Since this is the first one, I'm going to show you what the graph should look like. Time is on the x-axis, horizontal axis, and distance from floor is on the y-axis. So, go ahead and sketch this situation. What do you think this would look like? Think about a tennis ball. You drop it. The next time it hits the floor, it goes a little less higher, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower until it's on the ground. Okay, pause. Do it. Welcome back. And it should look something like this. Distance from floor. Remember, you're dropping it from your hand. So that's time 0. You're dropping it from your hand, but it won't bounce back up to your hand. And it won't bounce until you get down to nothing. Qualitative graph. A train increases speed and maintains a constant speed, then quickly speeds up. Sketch a qualitative graph to represent. This time, instead of giving you any help, I want you to go ahead, label the axes, and then draw the line, draw the graph to represent the situation. Okay, hopefully you paused it. Here we're back. It should look something like this. Again, sample answer as it says. A child swings on a swing. Sketch a qualitative graph to represent the situation. So here we are again. And the swing goes back and forth. And here's what we want to put on this one: distance from the ground and time elapsed. So it should look something like that. Again, it's like the tennis ball, except on this one, the child gets higher and higher. Distance from the ground is going to be the same because, your feet come. So that should make sense. And finally, Kenneth is playing fetch with the dog. Sketch a qualitative graph to represent the situation as he runs back and forth. And there it is. That's it. We'll move on to the quiz. Thank you. Bye.